Can I just say something? In my defense, the machine has never actually done that before.
Hold me.
It's beautiful.
Oh my God. Mr. Watkins,
so
he haunts my dreams and also my anus.
Welcome to the latest edition of Open Crowd.
No, sorry, Gareth, the last edition.
The last
is trying to
edition,
process this shit.
It is
the last
now.
edition of Series 1 of Open Crowdsource, and Jesus Christ, how do you recover from that? Yes.
Series is, by the way, British for season.
Yes, because English was invented in England, and therefore I'm correct. I am.
Tell that to the Australian woman.
Well, yeah. Well,
We are a mangled
we'll get to that.
language, so yes.
we will deal with the English convict later. Right now, I am Gareth Millwood. I am.
We're off to a
for some
smashing
reason-
start. You know, I love the fact that we've already established that you're the Jeremy Clarkson of the trio, and you have contested this, but I think you definitely are the Jeremy Clarkson. At this point, it's written in cement.
My racism is postmodern, so it's okay.
And it's ironic.
And it's ironic. I'm here with Frederick Olsen, who was responsible for that travesty that you were introduced to.
No, I'm not. That was a bug. You know, you cannot hold me responsible.
It's not a bug, it's a feature.
It's beautiful.
It's full of stars.
My God, it's full of.
Rainbows everywhere.
My God, it's full of Welsh pedophiles.
Oh God, that's the worst thing of all.
When you're not at work, Google Ian Watkins. And I'm here also with Trolls Plymouth.
Whose last name is pronounced Plymouth.
Plymouth?
Yeah,
Well, there we go. You learn something new every episode.
I thought you were just trolling me.
I thought it was Troll Plymouth.
Try Plymouth, yeah.
Shut up.
Plymouth. My apologies, sir.
No apologies necessary, Mr. Millward.
Millward. Yes. Okay.
Millward.
I'm
shooting my Millward.
Ew.
Never mind. Oh, Natalie, we've had our share of semen jokes in the past. Come on.
I know, but
As
just
early
sounds
as this morning, actually.
moldy. It just sounds so moldy.
Seamen are funny. Yar har har, me matey.
Yar.
Anyway, let's just let the British person get on with the intro.
Yeah, go on, Mr. Clarkson.
We are a little D-Mob happy because this is the last episode of Series 1. And we should get on with introducing our guest because she's spoken quite a lot already, and we want to get her in because she can definitely try and add some kind of sanity to these proceedings. So
No, she can't.
she probably can't. But ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls of all ages, we're doing a boxing intro, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or wrestling intro, whatever. Oh, cool.
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls of all ages, please welcome at this time the Hungarian contrarian, Australian-born and living in Melbourne, the source of wit and light from award-winning adventure game Late Last Night, the lead designer at ReVenture Games. She's the lady from Victoria who did a Let's Play of Phantasmagoria. And others, if you go to Resulka.com, ReSulka.com. The designer extraordinaire with blue-dyed hair, the goddess of thunder from down under, Natalie, unpronounceable Juhasz. How you doing,
And now,
Natalie?
Trolls, what is my last name? Trolls, come on, what is my last name?
It's actually Peterson, but I promised I wouldn't tell.
Technically, it's
Natalie
Shepherd. but okay.
Juhasz Peterson.
I has a lot of Juhasz. What does that even mean? Never mind.
It means Shepherd, actually, but okay.
Oh.
Thank you for
So-
inviting me here.
Then it's extremely appropriate that I had Mr. Watkins on at the very beginning of the show.
He fucks kids, not sheep.
Speaking of
My favorite
getting
story.
into
Oh.
Sorry?
I was just going to say that funny thing about my last name being Shepherd is that my mother's maiden name was Lamb, and then they named their firstborn Rachel, which means you. So a shepherd married a lamb and had a sheep.
Nice one. This is a sort of genetic experimentation they get up to down under, is it?
You know, there are
Yeah,
probably countries where they would go, you may think it's funny, but so what? You know, this is the norm down here.
Yeah.
Anyway,
And I'm not a British convict. I'm a half Irish settler, half Hungarian. There you go.
oh, let's get some Irish jokes in there. Gareth, you're up.
No, I just said, well, I mean, she's half Irish, then, I mean, she would have been convicted of something eventually, so, you know.
Boom, headshot.
Pretty much.
What we did in Ireland was unforgivable.
That is correct.
Right.
Well, that
You
was
are here.
surprisingly solemn.
You are here, Natalie, because you are here for a game and a
Yes.
show, but not a game
I like
show.
both these things.
Good. This
Then
is
you
where
will hate this.
we will. This is where 4 people sit down with each other and brainstorm the next blockbuster adventure game. And if you're listening to this as the head of a major label or as a struggling indie, you're free to take this idea and run with it, because after all, this is open crowdsource. The rules are quite simple. The open crowdsource machine, if it still works after Mr. Watkins has
Violated
David
it.
Cameron bit, will randomly select 4 cards containing a character, a setting, a task, and a modifier, and then we've got 30 minutes to sketch out a full-length adventure game from whatever it gives us. Some of the cards are plucked from classic adventure games and movies of yore, and some aren't. They aren't. At some point during the proceedings, the faceless jerk of the game's producer will chime in with a twist we have to adhere to, and we have to change our design accordingly. And those come in 2 flavors. We'll have a minor twist, which will occur about halfway through, and then a major one right at the end to really throw us a curveball, if for you baseball fans. At the end of the half hour, a buzzer will sound, and we will recap what we've designed. And we are recording this live, so if you don't know about the chat room, we do have one. It's on irc.freenode.net, #backseatdesigners. And you can also contact us via Twitter on @BSDesigners. This is the last one of the series, so this is your last chance to try and derail us with with whatever it is that you're going to throw into the chat
That
room.
is true,
I think
and no one is in the chat room, so please, people,
Aw.
let's get serious.
Season finale, and it's just
Does
us
that also
losers.
include,
Oh.
does that also include messages such as BS designers sounds like bullshit designers?
We
Well,
haven't heard
well,
that before. Wow. Actually, wait.
There's
Like
that.
every
There's
week.
also when I was first trying to find this show on Google, I kept putting in Backstreet Designers because I love the '90s boy bands. Yeah, that didn't go particularly well.
Well, as
All
long
right,
as it's
sounds
as
like
long as it's not backdoor designers, you know, I'm still able to sit down, so it evidently isn't.
Only because I'm not in the room, baby.
Yeah.
Anyway, it's the season finale. We're allowed to get a little rambunctious. Cheers, everyone.
With the
Cheers.
vaguely homophobic banter
Don't
done,
knock it until you've tried it.
That
Well,
wasn't homophobic. That was very That was
Homoerotic?
I would dare say erotic.
once you've gone
Homoerotic.
Danish, you never go back. That's what I've heard.
Bit of boy
Yeah.
love there.
Does
Well,
it,
at least David Cameron certainly heard that. Right.
Rough trade.
If you are listening live, then please suggest plot points, additions, and most importantly of all, the title for our masterwork. So, Natalie, do you
Yes.
understand what you have signed yourself up for?
I love the Mr. Burns thing.
I have.
Good. Fred,
I'm eager.
is the machine ready?
I am no longer Fred. I am Mr. Watkins.
Jesus H. fucking Christ.
Yes, the machine
I'm
is
in love.
I've never seen an Englishman facepalm so hard.
The last 2 episodes we did were beginning to be quite good. Did you feel the need to make the series quality just sort of even out?
Well, I think we can never be truly great unless we've tried to hit rock bottom.
Okay.
Spoken like
And
a true
that's why we're
alcoholic.
all drinking, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Well,
Fred, let's go. The ghost of Christmas past from the 1970s must crash the wedding with a plunger. Have at it, guys.
With a
all
plunger?
right. So it sounds like already that we've probably the ghost of Christmas past
Freudian.
was
Whoopsie.
probably a plumber. So maybe Mario has died and now is helping people to
Now,
stop
Mario
the
was
wedding
not.
between Bowser and
No,
Peach?
see, he wasn't invented until the 80s, so it can't be Mario.
Is this
However, I
like-
mean, you've got.
It
You've
could
got
be Mario's dad.
Well, he must have a dad, surely. One who dropped an awful lot of acid and then wound up in a mushroom kingdom of his own imagining.
The Mushroom Kingdom. Most people do have dads. Is this like, you know, a post? Most of what we wind up doing is kind of postmodern takes on something. So is this like a postmodern take on Charles Dickens' A Christmas Carol? You know, in the 70s. You know, I'm thinking Ebenezer Scrooge with wah-wah guitar. Wow, wow. And Jacob Marley is called Marley because he's a Rasta.
Actually, we don't even have to, personify the Ghost of Christmas Past. It could be like, the Thomas Vinterberg film. Oh my God, my accent just collided with itself. Thomas Vinterberg film, The Party, which is a terrible Danish movie.
No, it's brilliant. I think it's actually called The Celebration.
Fuck you. Anyway, the Ghost of Christmas Past could just be a secret coming back to haunt someone from the 1970s. Involving a plunger and a wedding. I haven't gotten to those yet.
the Bill Murray film Scrooged. That was from the 80s, wasn't it?
I think so, yeah.
Yes.
So we already have examples of people that have tried to set this Victorian tale in different periods.
Yeah, and Michael Caine rummaging around with the Muppets.
Please rephrase that, because you just gave me an awful lot of really weird images in my head.
There's a lot of English television stars from the 1970s that did a lot of rummaging around. So
That is correct, with the Muppets.
yeah, well, including actually one of the guys who wrote for the original Muppet Show and was also on a program in this country called The Thick of It, actually got arrested for child porn on his computer. So.
Are we seriously collecting child molesters on this show? Because this is starting to get weird.
Okay, child porn is never funny. Do not try this at home. Let's get back to the game.
Do not try child porn at home. It's really messy. So okay, the Christmas ghost past thingy is could be Mario's dad. Could be a secret that's just coming out to haunt.
Or could even just be a ghost that's from the 70s that's hanging around for some reason.
And only comes out at Christmas.
Okay,
Yeah.
so it could be somebody that's maybe it was a very traumatic childhood Christmas for somebody in their 40s, 50s, or somebody who was in college maybe in the 1970s, so somebody nearing retirement age.
Oh, I like that idea. Well, maybe it's like someone went to college in the 70s and they're all grown up now, and now they're getting married. But the ghost of a certain Christmas back in the 70s.
Oh yeah.
Maybe it was like childhood, childhood in the 70s, the age of, I don't know, Star Wars, the heyday of Kiss and shitty toys, and it's coming back to
And
haunt.
shitty toilets, apparently.
Yeah, probably.
It could even just be down to, like, we ate too much at Christmas, and now I've ruined the toilet, and I need to fix it, and now I'm haunted by what I had to do to fix the toilet.
Well, that took a twist. Actually, I was quite on board with the idea of 4 people who went to college get together at a wedding. They haven't seen each other for 20 years, but there's this thing in the past that we do not talk about. And someone inevitably talks about it, and it involves a plunger. Now,
Maybe it's kind of like a metaphoric. You need the plunger to get the toilet to spew out shit so that the evilness is revealed to everyone else.
the metaphorical plunger of our lives.
Of the metaphorical toilet.
The metaphorical toilet spewing out metaphorical but then disturbingly real feces.
This is a very scatological.
I do quite like the idea, though, of having an actual ghost character and that being like a character sort of like, I don't know what sort of 70s character you want to pick, but like, even
Anything
if it was
with
like
bell
Jimi
bottoms.
Hendrix, just like, hey guys, just, maybe you should do this, I don't know. Just someone that, like kind
Please
of
do
like
the Jimi
tries
Hendrix
to-
voice again. Bitch. I'm almost hard.
It's the worst
Please do it
thing
again.
ever. But, I don't know why, but suddenly Penelope Keith is coming to my head. It's really weird.
Nice.
Can I just
But,
say we
just
picked
like-
the perfect guest for our season finale?
We did.
But just like an idea of kind of like the ghost kind of being like a narrator, just trying to push you towards something, or like trying to help these 4 people actually get to a goal.
I'm imagining,
Maybe even being a dick, just telling them different things.
I'm imagining Alec Guinness for some reason as the Ghost of Christmas.
I don't think we're going to be able to get him on board, mate.
No, he's probably
tied up.
he's indisposed. I know that, but you can just picture it.
He's done with the
We
whole
probably
thing.
could ask ILM if they could help us out with some, 3D stuff and rendering.
Right.
That's very true.
Is this sort of...
must plunge the toilet, Luke.
That's actually a pretty good one. Why haven't I heard that one before?
Thank you, I've practiced.
It's a better English accent than mine.
Okay, so is this like a I Know What You Did Last Summer kind of thing, where the ghost of someone that they killed in Christmas in the 70s or something is kind of haunting one of them and then pops out of the wedding and then does something with a plunger?
Why did you
I
tell
kinda
me
like
I could light up the Christmas tree with a spliff?
I kind of like the idea of like if you've got multiple characters that they're all being spoken to by this ghost, and the ghost is telling them different things, trying to dick them over.
An omnipotent ghost, much funnier than an impotent ghost.
Hey,
But
maybe
only
he's
slightly.
also impotent.
I'm, I mean, as an Englishman with a pretty pathetic life, I kind of like the idea.
You said it, bro.
Well, I kind of like the idea of it being the sort of this kind of voice from the past of sort of quiet regret that tries to nudge the person towards.
But a corporeal regret, like an actual presence that only the 4 people involved can see, and you take turns, ordering these bastards around, and arrive at a certain, at a certain secret that by the end, I mean, that the player is unaware of. You just control these people at the party, kind of this thing like the entire duration of the wedding party. Happens over the course of a single campaign of one person. Then you switch to the other perspective of the other character, and then and you gradually piece together just what in the hell had happened.
That sounds very good.
Possibly even you play as the ghost, and these characters are the things that you get to push around with your controls.
Oh.
Ooh. Now I'm hard
I
again.
don't think has there ever actually been an adventure game where you play as someone deceased by manipulating the objects. I know Ben Jordan obviously has a ghost in a central role. I haven't actually played.
And then obviously Blackwell as well.
Sorry, what?
But
Yeah,
Blackwell.
Yeah, Blackwell.
But
Everyone
I
say
just
Blackwell.
Blackwell.
I just wanted to hear that.
Blackwell. Luke,
Blackwell.
Blackwell I went to. Yeah, I can do Yoda, and that's about it.
I want to be able to do Peter Cushing because he was badass. Blackwell.
Peter
In a moment of,
lives in
in a-
Whitstable. I have seen him on his bicycle.
I have seen him buying vegetables. Feed it right back to the game.
We've got a game to design, people. We can be weird later in 20 minutes time.
We could be Richard Gere later.
I don't know. There's been
Almost
quite
did
a
a spit
few.
take.
There's been quite a few films certainly that have tried to use this aesthetic recently. If any of you saw It Follows.
Oh yeah, excellent movie.
yeah.
I
Excellent.
mean, it's set in the present day, and it's set in present day Detroit with the sort of everything sort of decaying, that kind of sort of recession, depression kind of thing going on. But the way it was
Basically, could be
filmed-
Detroit in any time.
You gotta lose your
Motown,
mind.
bitch.
Right, wrong city.
But it kind of had that kind of grimy sort of faded colours, brown kind of 70s kind
It
of.
had a very 70s kind of look to it.
Oh yeah, yeah,
so
like
is that-
like Copenhagen.
So are we going for the like 70s sepia tone? Because the way I'm
that sounds interesting.
but the way I'm seeing the game now is that it is set in the present, and there is a ghost, like a corporeal. Is that how you pronounce it? Corporeal, ghost. Yeah. Haunting these 4 characters. I don't know how I arrived at the number 4. I just did.
It's a good number.
I am Michael
It's a good number. 3, 4, 5, good numbers. More than that, too much.
Yes. like any orgy. So the ghost is haunting these 4 characters, and we go through the same wedding party 4 times, each from a different angle. Again, like any good orgy. And then, sorry, it's the season finale. I can do that.
Like any
well,
good
if you're playing as the ghost, then you only need to go through it once.
Ooh, that's a good idea. Like the last chapter is actually you playing the ghost in the 70s.
Oh.
Like
sorry, that sounded way more excited than it actually should.
Oh, Fred's hard.
That's good because it gives you 4 different narrators to a certain extent, as they're acting things out. You could do 4 different tones. You could be more comedic in one, more sinister in another, more chilling in another. You know, that kind of thing.
I like this because
the chapter can also be like what they all did that caused this ghost to come back to them.
I like that because it kind of goes back to something Gareth spoke of when he appeared on Backseat Designers, which was, help me out, Gareth.
I literally do not remember that.
The Martin Guerre type thing where one narrative is not necessarily true and you may have another narrative of the same event. It's the unreliable narrator.
Have any of you seen The Affair TV show?
No, and I can't even say I've had one.
Well, you've never.
You didn't like an Ashley Madison account?
Why would we want to watch that, sir?
It's
actually it's about ethics in games journalism.
It is about
Ethics bell just went off.
It's a drama show about an affair, but it's filmed. Each episode, half an hour is filmed from the woman's point of view, and half an hour is filmed from the man's point of view. And while it's exactly the same events, the way that the story is told is completely different. Wow. The dialogue's different, but even though the general sort of meaning of what people said is the same, the way that it's interpreted and the way that it's sort of being remembered is very, very different. So by using those 4 characters together, that's a really good idea and sort of has a grounding that we've got source material that we can draw from.
Yeah. Can we get it? So can we get it?
And then maybe
Sorry. Go ahead.
I was just going to say, and that kind of like a theme from each of them kind of carries over to the final thing, that they remember a bit of it very clearly, but the rest of it has all mismatched into memory.
Yeah.
So can we get into who these 4 characters are? Because they have to kind of be in opposition to one another somehow.
And also the crime that they have committed. I'm certain it's a crime. Or maybe they've just wronged somebody. Maybe there was an orgy and someone didn't bring lube. I don't know. But what kind of...
You've got to
I'm on orgies today. I don't know.
If it's not a murder, then maybe that person isn't, like, the ghost isn't actually dead.
Ghosts tend to be dead. I don't want to burst your bubble, but that's kind of the idea of the ghost.
If they think he's dead, and he's just showing up and carefully placing himself so no one else sees him when they're talking to him.
Oh, yeah, he's the creepy guy over in the corner wearing a mask.
Wow, wouldn't that be awesome? Wouldn't that be awesome if Return of the Jedi ended with that? Oh, by the way, I didn't die, sucker.
One thing that I thought of before we get into the characters, and I really do want to get into the characters again.
Yeah, I'm sure you want to get into the characters.
Dickens is my hero. No, he's not. He's definitely not. But I am hiring for my next corporate party. What I really wanted to get into was that the ghost doesn't have to be like a Joey from Blackwell kind of thing that floats behind you and talks to you in a weird fashion or something. It could be more like the Serena the game kind of thing, where when you look at things, you hear dialogue from the past. You hear the ghost talking to you, but it's not actually hovering behind you, tapping you on the shoulder.
It's kind of like a faded memory.
Yeah, exactly. I think that's more scary than having some weird bobbin threadbare kind of thing wobbling behind you.
It can be. It can definitely be.
We have 15 minutes left. Let's get to character shit. Character and crime, please.
I was going to say to both Fred and Trolls whether they'd ever worked on a game where you gradually piece together a narrative from scraps of evidence.
Doesn't ring a bell. No.
Oh, do you refer to Vohalt Strikes Back?
Oh, you must mean what's in the safe.
Yeah.
Never
Late
mind.
last night.
Yeah.
Fuck the both of you. Right, characters. How are we going to... Natalie, have you got an idea in your head of what one of the characters might be?
I've actually got an idea of two of the four of them are actually married. And
Lay it on
probably
us, baby.
unhappily so.
Oh, I like that idea, yeah. So they've got like a connection between the two of them that doesn't necessarily... Yeah.
I like that because that's also kind of a taboo. It's not something you see often. Usually when characters in fiction, in games or otherwise are married, it's usually happy marriages.
But no, I like, especially considering that, we've got four people that are remembering bits of whatever crime they've committed at some point. I feel like it would have driven a wedge, but then, they're just now together and now it's sort of like, well, I can't really leave you because you know what sort of happened and...
Can we do the foursome stereotype of the married man, the married woman, their gay friend who happens to sleep with the woman, and the fourth person who likes to watch through the windows or something?
Are you in fact not describing the room?
I'm describing my Saturdays.
No, you're talking about the cast of the room now.
Yeah, pretty much actually, yes. Except for the gay buddy, the creepy little fucking 16-year-old kid who just goes, I like to watch you guys. That's one of the characters I was thinking of. Exactly.
Oh, we have a twist.
We have a twist.
We need sponsorship for this. Base the game around a toy franchise, not Lego.
Oh dear.
We could use a toy franchise from the 70s, but I don't know, was Micro Machines around at that point?
Well, no, I was thinking that, what's it called, like, would we also consider toys to be board games? Because Cluedo could fit in really well.
Oh, yes, I'm having that.
Yeah.
I'm having that with a slice of ice.
For American listeners, in the Commonwealth, we call it Cluedo. But I believe you colonials out there in the States call it Clue.
That's true.
It's also actually have
Natalie.
Fucked over.
Natalie, brief comment. The Commonwealth. Your take. No, wait. Let's get on with the game. We can leave that for. I just wanted to see your face when I said Commonwealth.
It's a common word.
Come on, word. A toy franchise. Yeah.
Natalie, do you live in Queensland?
I've been to Queensland. My grandparents live there.
No, you live in Queensland, right?
Guys,
no, I'm born in Melbourne.
We have a little less than 12 minutes late.
Yes. So, Cluedo I think would work really well, especially because you can have a wider range characters. Some of your NPCs could also fit in some of the other characters.
It's like this really... I don't think there was ever a Cluedo computer game. There was a Cluedo movie starring Tim Curry, strengthening the adventure game connection.
There was a Sherlock video game.
It was actually pretty awesome. The
kind of was Cluedo-ish.
And actually, this could be a fun exercise. We base the characters around characters from the Clue game. We don't give them the same names, and we kind of leave it up to the player's interpretation which character we're actually going for, but one of them has to be Colonel Mustard.
Colonel Mustard likes to watch.
You don't necessarily need the same professions. I mean, you can have somebody called Mustard who's not necessarily a colonel in the army.
Or even just
green.
Yeah, well, the whole thing is that they're colors, so you could always go with like Emerald, someone to be like Reverend Green.
That's correct, and that also kind of plays off the contrast, because one thing I like is the color theory. That colors have certain properties, because you can construct characters from that. You can have, I don't know, green as the youthful, orange as the hopeful, red as the angry one.
Red is the sexy one. Come on.
Yeah,
sexy and angry. Angry sex is the funniest.
Yeah,
I mean, I literally laugh out loud whenever I'm... No, never mind. We still haven't gotten around... Again, the Englishman is just face-palming the hell.
Yeah. Well, angry sex is funny. At this point, we have to... We're very open-minded here. We have to sell the score. But yeah...
I did have a little bit of a... Yes, a little idea, actually, if we're going with the whole Clue idea, is that the ghost is Mr. Body, which is the the dead man in.
So
plural.
now we're definitely into homicide, murder territory.
Well, that is pretty much a crime. So
I would assume it is. But I did quite like the idea of people assuming that the person is dead, but he's not really. He's just hiding over in the corner with a plunger. And the plunger is sort of the the metaphorical device for.
And again, I'm picturing Alec Guinness looking at Anakin and Yoda, going, "I don't know how you got here. I faked it."
So anyway, we definitely need to lock down.
Around.
So the sort of the Miss Marple kind of the big sort of reveal, the close at the end is
the big account.
Yeah,
the big account.
Once the crime has been solved through the game, you have to get to the wedding where all of these old friends are at this wedding, maybe set in the 1970s, or it's the original crime was in the 70s. This is later than the 70s, and they have to get to the wedding with the plunger, which is the murder weapon, and say, "Look, I have proved who this is," and then that's your end kind of.
How do you murder someone with a plunger? I bet it's really grisly. Like you just plunge your way at the mouth until guts come out.
Well, I was kind of thinking that, but sort of like like in Phantasmagoria, where like they were, the guy was put the funnel in her mouth and just kept putting more. But sort of like reverse plunger. Wood in, put the plastic in, and then the plastic makes a void in the throat.
Well, that's funny because reverse plunger is also my favorite position from the Kama Sutra.
I am filled with so many emotions. Okay. Most of them are discussed. So anyway, we've got a crime, and I was actually under the impression so far that the entire game took place. At the wedding party, like these four characters were in the same room, or at least the same locality, the wedding, the reception and such, but you would experience the wedding party from four different angles, and then right at the end, you'd get the actual ghost, the person that they killed, and play through their, bit in the 70s and get the real story behind it. Some event has to happen at the wedding party, where they get called out. Yeah, they get called out, and they sort of have to present their argument or their account of what happened.
Their big account.
Well, I was maybe if it's the wedding, then there's wedding gifts. Someone gave the wedding party a gold-plated plunger or something.
Oh yeah. I've heard worse excuses to drink.
Yeah, that's true. The gold-plated plunger. So, Natalie, I'm kind of losing track here, mainly because I'm a little too drunk to do a live broadcast. But can you please, are you able to repeat to us while I drink what we've got so far, and please add as you see fit.
Okay, so we have a game set at probably either a wedding reception or at the rehearsal dinner the day beforehand, where the wedding party has received a so the bride and groom have received a plunger that reminds the parents of this crime that was set in the 70s, and some of their dearest friends are at the wedding as well. Okay. And then suddenly they've all seen it, and so they start each of them having a chapter where they remember what they saw the plunger as, and as they see it, they picture this person, each of them, like how they had this personal relationship with this person who died in the 1970s at Christmas.
Oh, that is brilliant.
Yeah.
And then at the end of it, you actually see what happens with the plunger and how it resulted in this person's death.
So we've got 4 main characters, and we need a 5th character who is killed. And I kind of have this idea of, 4 characters sort of, after the fact, back in the 70s, at Christmas, waking up and going, what the fuck did we do last night? Why is there a plunger covered in shit and blood? Yeah. And they sort of go off about their lives. And get really, really high, and they don't remember until 20 years later when they, arrive at this wedding party.
Someone's wedding. Yeah.
And they all and it's the first time that they've gotten together in since that fateful night.
Something we haven't gotten into are puzzles. Natalie, how do you think this would play? Because I'm kind of stumped. What we're talking about right now.
It's kind of a dialogue-heavy game, isn't it?
Yeah, what we're talking about right now.
Yeah.
What we're talking about right now would make the perfect movie, but how do you contort it into a game?
Contradiction.
Well, probably at
I'm
least
thinking
with,
FMV.
yeah, definitely
Yeah,
FMV.
it is the perfect vehicle for an FMV game, isn't it?
It's a lot
But
of
also,
dialogue.
like with the parents probably would also have tasks where they would be trying to help the wedding party go along, so that because
It's really kind of a Gone Home style vehicle, isn't it? It's really not one of puzzle solving. It's more of a conversation, an experience piece.
Yeah, that's
because
true.
you don't always need puzzles when it comes to adventure games.
It has, and like Gabriel Knight 2, it has nearly all its conversations end with.
Canis, Lupus.
When the dog and the wolf. Yes.
Well, I think Fred and Trolls both discussed on an earlier episode of Backseat Designers the idea of. I'm trying to give you some credit that you can evolve FMV, because it's one of those things that we haven't really done in a number of years, but now the technology is there to help us do it.
Stop interrupting him. He's complimenting us.
Yeah, well, certain games do, like Her Story. I just wanted to get that in. I believe we actually did the episode about FMV before I discovered
Her Story.
And
awkward silence.
Yeah.
We
have a twist.
You do raise a good point, but Gareth, please take away the next oh dear God.
Wow, just seen the cast for the new Ghostbusters movie. Whatever gender the main character has, switch it. Well, we're actually
that's easy.
That doesn't actually affect us that much.
That's true.
That doesn't really change the plot at all.
I suppose maybe if you're going with the idea that two of the characters in this work are going to be married, maybe two of them could be a gay couple.
Yeah, maybe it's a lesbian marriage. Yeah.
You immediately went with the lesbians, didn't you?
Yeah, I did, because
It's more photogenic.
Yeah, it is. It also gives me funnier mental pictures, but that's a completely different story.
We could go totally PC and have it be a marriage that was originally a man and a woman, but one of them has turned transgender, and the other one is fine with it.
We could do that. Yeah.
Or even just like if we wanted to go with heteronormative couples that basically the man has the more traditional female role and the female has the more traditional male role.
Right. So the female is the bossy one.
Yeah.
And the male one likes to.
Usually it's the other way around.
I get the impression that the female being the bossy one is not totally, out of the question for marriages.
Moving.
But if we're talking about the 70s, then maybe the high-end doctor.
They
just like the slob.
In the 70s, they weren't. They're getting together for someone's wedding party.
No, but the couple who were married, they possibly could have been married in the 70s.
Mm-hmm. Are we thinking? Okay, and I know we've only got a minute left, but back in the 70s, when they committed this horrible crime of plunging someone to death. Were they teens? Were they young adults? Were they college years? Were they actually adults? One of them, two of them could have possibly been married, and then they meet, and we're actually controlling, 50 or 60-year-olds around this party, remembering their past. With 40 seconds to go, Natalie, take it away.
I do like the idea of them being college parties because, a lot of people do invite their college friends to their children's weddings. So
nice
that
one.
Would pull them all together.
There we go. Hot Tub Machine all over again. With 25 seconds to go, so we've got we've got a conversation game where it's FMV and people are walking around a wedding talking to each other.
He's using all 25 seconds right now.
With 10 seconds to go, anything you want to add?
Add a pony.
Yes.
The pony was
punter.
And a pony! Every fucking time there's a pony in the fucking yard. I'm picturing this
Pony implemented.
this garden.
They're pulling the wedding carriage.
Yeah, with like the huge cake and the wedding.
We
A
can't-
fake,
can't
fake
actually-
unicorn.
There's a fucking pony with a princess hat off in the corner.
We can't actually keep designing at this point. Also, let's
No.
keep bestiality to a minimum. We've already represented the Welsh
No
once.
one said fist the pony. Just that there is a pony.
And
You
also,
said-
to be fair, Natalie's from Australia, not New Zealand.
That's correct.
Those are sheep,
There you
by
go.
the way.
And the whole shepherd thing is kind of suspect, but I'm letting it slide.
No.
So I'm
Yeah.
kind of
Like an orgy.
I can feel I'm growing buzzy here. I'm so sorry, but I guess we wound up presenting it, all of us, while it was supposed to be Gareth. But can we recap what we have right now? I still think I'm too drunk. I don't actually get it.
As long as you stop talking about whatever's growing on you, I will happily turn the mic over to Miss Juhasz or
Go ahead.
Mr. Millwood.
Dr. Millwood.
Dr. Millwood.
Dr. Millwood, I'm sorry. Write me a prescription for hating you. Miss Juhasz, would you kindly reiterate what the game is like in your mind at this point?
All right, so we're at a wedding. There is the parents. Oh, I'm now out of thread. We're at a reception.
early
no,
morning.
no.
On the
I'm
surface.
now lost it. It is 5:43 a.m.
Jesus
fucking
Christ.
Christ.
We are at the rehearsal dinner before a wedding, where a gift triggers the memory of the parents of the bride, as well as two of their college friends, of a murder that occurred in the 1970s that they were all involved in, but they were all too high to exactly remember. It is a conversation game, somewhat. It's an FMV conversation game that would somewhat play out a bit like I see, like the episode of Buffy Conversations with Dead People.
Secret fact, I love Buffy the Vampire Slayer.
Someone say
good.
ooh.
And so you play as both of the parents and as each of the friends, and each of them remember a certain part of the event very well, but the rest of it is all being lost to many decades of drinking and unhappiness.
And
Drinking and unhappiness. I'm on board.
I've never heard of drinking and unhappiness.
Here's to unhappiness.
It is a depressant, guys. But
Don't I know it?
at the end, you get to see a sepia-toned epilogue of the ghost of in the 70s of what actually occurred, and in the end, they were killed by a reverse plunger.
Someone give this woman a hand.
Your father's plunger. It's an
I
elegant weapon.
really like that you've managed to come up with a great story from that cluster.
Yeah, it's excellent.
I'm
I
impressed.
thought the cards were actually pretty shambolic, but it would be interesting, if you were to take this idea and kind of mold it into something catering to sanity. If you remove the plunger, it would actually be a fairly interesting game. It would be an interesting situation.
Actually, the only silly element in all of this is the plunger. But then again, most murder mysteries. Remember, we're basing this around a toy franchise. Clue or Cluedo,
Clue.
or whatever.
Yeah.
So having a plunger instead of a candlestick or whatever is actually quite ingenious, because you wouldn't think of a plunger as a murder weapon. And
Well, you probably could murder someone with a plunger. I mean,
of course you could.
Splinters.
But furthermore, I actually honestly do like the metaphorical implications of a plunger, as in the one that extricates all the shit from your past. I really like that idea.
That is true. That's true. That actually, it's
Keep
crude.
stroking my ego.
It's crude, but it works.
I like crudeness. Have you noticed?
No, I haven't. I'm just, I'm stuck at Alec Guinness. I'm so sorry, I am. But look, your father's plunger. It's an elegant weapon from a more
We never spoke
civilized
about
age.
who the murder victim was. He could have been their professor.
Could have, but
I guess-
No, I don't. No,
Sorry,
that's too close
lady.
to home.
I
no.
guess we
No.
can. I guess we can go on designing for a little bit. It is the season finale. The timer's run out. But if at this point
That
good
was my-
ideas show up, I'm not gonna protest.
I like your rule-breaking style, sir.
Fight the
Bad
power.
boys, let's keep
You,
it.
you gotta fight for your right to party.
Boom. Also, ethics.
Ding.
The ethics button. So
Yeah.
anyway, Natalie, for my edification, while we contemplate whatever we're going to do next, would you just please say something about your hair?
It's blue. It's a storm.
Oh, I was really fishing for the "What's happened to my hair" line from our
I haven't
Backseat
watched
Designer
it,
season finale.
unfortunately, so there is no curl in it. It is. You're just lucky I actually brushed it like 5 minutes beforehand. I went,
No.
it's currently like doing like this on my head. I probably should brush
I
it.
think we should probably have that line in the game because it's kind of 70s. What happened to my hair? You know.
I
that's
am
what-
dead serious. Every time I take a shower and I brush my hair, and whenever it does something slightly odd, I hear Natalie's voice every single fucking time. What has
I
happened
am
to my
so
hair?
sorry. I am
I
so
love it.
sorry.
Thank you
I
very
love,
much.
I
for
love
it.
the I love the way when we're reciting it, it becomes kind of rhythmical. It's kind of like you could have a blast beat behind it. What happened to my hair?
Black metal Natalie.
Ugh.
Natalie does not like black metal. Today I learned.
Metally Juhasz.
Yes, that is my name.
I'm pretty sure I'm the most metal of all four of us.
Probably, yeah.
But
I don't mind metal. It's just not my
because
favorite
you're
genre.
pussies.
I can't be metal. I listen to Steely Dan, so I.
Oh, you just handed in your man card right there.
Yeah, metal goes out the window.
I live in Birmingham. That's where metal comes from. Ozzy Osbourne, rock and roll.
Have your fucking thumb out like it's the surfer sign, dude. Yo, hang tight.
You're only
dude.
a little bit off the what's it called? The witch sign, which I think was the other way. The
Well,
fingers
actually-
go over the
actually-
thumb.
That's a good one.
The thing that was funny was that I think the story goes that Ronnie James Dio popularized this
Yes,
with,
he did.
with the thumb inwards, which was something he saw his random trivia time, something he saw his grandmother do to ward off evil. Meanwhile, Gene Simmons was doing this, which apparently, if I could do it right, is sign language for "I love you."
Gene Simmons can lick my balls.
Gene Simmons is an
I didn't know
asshole,
he
but he did do this fairly early onward.
Yeah, but it's wrong. It's very wrong and very uneven.
No, it's not wrong because the idea
wrong.
is that he was telling the crowd that he
He
loves
loves
them.
them.
And he literally did. He slept with most of them, so the guy was sticking to the truth.
Good point.
While-
Good point. Well made.
While
Meanwhile,
the
I have
Scandinavians bicker, Natalie, is there anything you want to plug? Anything that you want to?
Aside from Trolls' mouth and my mouth.
Well, I suppose. Well, at the moment,
Could you
so I'm,
physically fit over both of us? I really don't want to find out somehow. Awkward silence.
I was just gonna say that basically I don't have any games coming out at the moment. I am working on stuff, but I am doing a YouTube series of reviews on hidden objects games because they are fucked up. They are so much fucked up than what we designed here.
As Bianca says on Squareways FM, find the shit games.
Did you just say Squirrel Waves FM?
Did I?
Squirrel.
I said Square Waves FM.
Waves.
I like the
My,
idea of
my
squirrel
voice
waves.
is kind of broke, but from embarrassment.
Hmm.
Anyway, cool. Please plug away, madam.
Yeah.
That was it.
That came out wrong.
I suppose. Oh, I have been doing some really weird and wonderful videos with Richard Coppett about there was
Those are fantastic.
Yeah, there was an edutainment game with the Green Ranger in it as a Wild West version of the Pied Piper of Hamelin and animatronic rats. And then there was the Blue Heat, which was the Covergirl Murders, which was a porno FMV game.
The porn game was fucking hilarious. Everyone should go watch Natalie and Richard Cobbett comment over the porn game and watch, Richard's face. You can't actually watch his face, but just you can picture his face turning red whenever he goes, "Oh God, I have to censor that for YouTube," and there's so much of it. And the commentary is hilarious.
Censoring. Yeah, you think he spent like 2 weeks censoring it?
and he actually made the little censor bars bounce. I was very, very proud of him.
He only missed one.
So anyway,
let's turn the mic over to Mr. Clarkson.
I was just going to briefly ask Resulka if you would like to join Fred and me for a BSD plays on something I don't know, ostensibly pornographic, but otherwise we can have a good time.
I know a lot of those.
Yes,
we can play Sexcapades, which is basically an orgy game.
We would very much love to do that. I will remove pants for said occasion.
I think we need to discuss this, but let it be known that I'm optimistic.
No, it's actually like
I am.
Sexcapades is a rather strange game where it just basically asks you to continually lick someone's neck and then shows you clips of like 50-year-old lesbians hitting each other in the boob.
Oh, no, wait. There was this game that DOS Nostalgic tweeted about, which was also an FMV erotic game by Vivid, I think. I can't remember the name of it.
Why don't we do a BSD plays of Custer's Revenge?
Perish the thought. Okay, back to you, Mr. Clarkson.
Yeah.
Yes.
It's not.
That's you, Gareth.
He's not on this planet anymore.
No.
I have spent a good 75% of this episode with my head in my hands. As those of you on YouTube will be able to attest. For some reason I enjoyed it though, so I don't know, but that's it for Open Crowdsource for this episode, and indeed for this season. We will be back, however, I believe. We're trying to be back. Is that correct, Trolls?
Yes, shortly.
We are really trying. We're hoping to take maybe a 4-week break. I don't know. I haven't run that by you guys, but I'm hoping for a 4-week break.
Something like that.
Okay. And in the meantime, I'm sure BSD as a brand will be doing other things, including Let's Plays, apparently of porn. So
we'll be playing porn and selling T-shirts out the back of vans.
And what is Denmark famous for?
Letting people into set vans.
We're very big on bestiality.
So thank you.
The one time we got our guest to sigh in disapproval. We've really been doing our best. We've had child molesters, we've had plungers in the face and ass, we've had vomits everywhere, but the one time I say bestiality, she just goes, nah.
Trolls, this is officially a hashtag. BSDality.
Add a pony.
Over to you, gentlemen.
Always add a pony.
Thank you, Natalie, for putting up with that. You can find this show and all of our previous shows, if for some reason this has sold you on it, at backseatdesigners.com, and on there you'll find our Twitter, our Facebook, our YouTube, the IRC links if you want to be live in the show in the future. We'll have our schedule up there as well. And most importantly, all the links so you can subscribe to the show through iTunes and other forms of podcatcher. It says here, say goodbye, Gareth. Well, I'm Gareth, so bye. Say goodbye, Trolls.
Bye.
And goodbye from Freddie.
Goodbye.
And we will see you in about a month. Have fun.
Thank you very much for being here, everyone.
Live long and fuck off.
Rock on! And fuck off.
Baby! Yes!
What the